Hello and welcome to another episode of Furry Found Footage. In this very creepy Halloween episode, I'll be covering 10 commercial cuties. Halloween commercials, monsters, things like that. So strap in. My first commercial comes from 1987.
Psst, over here. I'm a boglin. Me and my buddies need a place to hide out. Come a little closer. Oh, did I scare you? Oh, I do that so well. If you take us home, we'll kiss your Aunt Martha. We'll eat your peas. And we hope you know lots of girls. Hey, the name's Boglins, each sold separately, and we're looking for good homes. Maybe yours?
Now, I know it's a stretch to call boglins furry, but they're weird little talking monsters, so I'm going for it. Boglins were created by former Jim Henson Company employees Clark, Trotto, and Mass. Starting in 1987, these little freaks were showing up everywhere. There were also mini boglins in 1991. The best part? Not only were there toys, but in the rich tradition of the 80s, these guys had a hotline.
Hi, I'm a boglin. Me and my buddies want to be your friend, right, guys? Right. Call us at 1-900-909-5464 and hear how we can protect you from ferocious beasts.
And help your teacher grade your math test.
Yeah, new story every day.
One call gets you a 3D boglin hologram like this.
4 calls get you a set of 6. Trade them with your buddies.
And part of your $2.35 2-minute call goes to Special Olympics.
So get your parents' permission and call us at 1-900-909-5464. Don't get the phone. I said get it, not eat it.
You know, it comes to mind that whenever commercials show kids scaring their parents with creepy toys, that the parents were the ones who bought them. You think your mom is scared of that boglin? Your mom bought that boglin. She fondled that thing in the store and was like, yeah, this says Jimmy all over it. How many times did kids try to replicate what they saw in commercials and scare their parents only for their parents to be like, oh, yes, a boglin. I really love their enthusiasm. They're just so excited to talk to you. And I think it's really cool that you get one of these little holograms. I would have gone nuts for those as a kid. At times, the boglins are very photogenic and sometimes very not. Like this photo where it looks like you caught him touching himself. Here's a shot of the box from a 2021 re-release. I believe this is also how the boxes looked in the 80s. Apparently, boglins have a traceable genealogy. Color me surprised. There's also a science, bogology, so does making this video mean I'm a bogologist? This next one comes from 1996.
Hi there, get ready for a grisly gathering. Monster sports stars in my pocket. 7 really ugly customers, and 1 good-looking one. You can collect them free, but only inside these special packs of Kellogg's Frosties. They're great!
I think Tony the Tiger was going through a really unfortunate period when this commercial was made. He's retaining water or something. Anyway, Tony introduces us to these Frosties sports stars. These guys are actually an offshoot of Monster in My Pocket, a series which I'll tell you more about later. I love the names that they chose for these guys. Fullback Drac, Slam Dunk, Werewolf Slugger, Angry Oddity, Scrumdown, and Referee Tony. I think it's very interesting that among a bunch of monsters, Tony apparently also counts as a monster. So that's a first. Obviously, I chose this commercial because of the Werewolf Slugger. He's got a face that only a mother could love, and he just looks so happy to be here. I can't knock him. There appear to be a few more that didn't make it into the commercial, like this little skeleton guy here. Oh, and for those of you playing along at home, Frosted Flakes are called Frosties in the UK. I don't know why. Maybe there's a copyright thing going on. It's amazing how vain Tony the Tiger is. Just look at how he comments on the monsters and then himself.
7 really ugly customers, and 1 good-looking one.
Geez, Tony, these guys are a tie-in with your product. The least you could do would be to be nice to them. Our next commercial comes from 1990.
klein und innen groß. Wir sind einfach riesenstark. Monsterbacke ist famos. Jeder macht das, was er mag.
Monsterbacke Fruchtmenü, monsterstark der Früchtequark. Voll Frucht, voll Kraft, voll Mut.
Monsterbacke, nennt uns mit auf den bunten Monstertreffen.
Monsterbacke Fruchtmenü, monsterstark der Früchtequark von Ehrmann.
Check out this claymation. I love this little guy. He's this little dumpy overall monster. He's giving some kind of concert with a fruit backup band to a bunch of screaming fans. And he's advertising something called Ehrmann Monsterbach, which obviously is from Germany. I love his creepy little diamond eyes and the little teeth that he has sticking out. I think my favorite part about this commercial, other than the amazing animation, is the fact that when they show the packaging at the end, this little guy is just standing there in the least dynamic pose I've ever seen. Compare that to the way he's dancing around on stage. It's a very unflattering portrait. As with most things, there is a bit of a downgrade with more recent commercials for this product, which is surprisingly still around.
Langeweile? Kannst du knicken. Hier, Monsterbacke Knister.
Wow!
Der neue Fun- und Action-Joghurt mit tollen Früchten und mega Knisterkristallen. Monsterbacke von Ehrmann.
Keiner macht mich mehr an.
The cute little claymation yellow guy has been replaced by a tryptophobia dinosaur. Huh. Well, let's move on.
Le moment est venu de jouer aux monstres identiques pour l'Halloween de Rollfree. Prêt? Tu grattes et tu regardes. Si tu me vois en double, tu gagnes un des 25 voyages pour deux à Hawaï. Là, comme ça. Il y a plus. Un bon épargne voyage d'une valeur de $20 dans chaque sachet Halloween de Coffee Crisp, Smarties, Aero, Kit Kat, Mirage. Alors, où est mon double? Porte 1 ou porte 2? Hey, t'as oublié ton bon voyage. C'est dans le sac.
Not sure exactly which year this commercial's from, but spoiler, Roundtree is on this list more than once. In this commercial, we're on a game show with a monster audience and a smiling 80s blonde monster host dude hyping up the prizes you can win in this year's Halloween contest. The contestant has to choose between door number 1 and door number 2. But this commercial isn't about the host, the audience, or the contestant. It's about this green gal poured into this black dress. She's got pearls, lipstick, and even her sharp claws are done in red varnish. Apparently they did these contests every year on Halloween, at least in the 80s. Roundtree started back in the Victorian era, and they're responsible for inventing Kit Kat in 1935. Whoa. Okay, next up is an absolute classic.
Quiet! Fruit! I'm me, Fruit Brute, with my fruit-flavored cereal, Fruit Brute, part of your nutritious breakfast. True on you! But delicious Fruit Brute has fruit-flavored marshmallows for the howling good taste of fruit.
Count Chocula's got chocolate marshmallows.
Frankenberry's got strawberry-flavored marshmallows.
Fruit Brute, with the howling good taste of fruit.
Everyone knows Count Chocula. Great guy, has a lot of other monsters represented in his harem, but Fruit Brute is, of course, the furriest. Debuting in 1974, Fruit Brute came about in this commercial where he wakes up Dracula and Frankenstein, who are roommates/lovers, and it's breakfast time, apparently, because it's the middle of the night. And in front of this full moon, Fruit Brute appears howling his name like a Pokemon. He loves his product, and look how smug he is when he's talking about it to these guys. He's so pleased with himself. You just know he sits shoveling that stuff into his mouth until the vampire cows come home. I've got a couple more Count Chocula commercials, so get ready.
This fine flower.
With complete breakfast.
I love Fruit Brute, my new fruit-flavored cereal.
I love Count Chocula.
I love Frankenberry.
But new Fruit Brute has fruit-flavored sweeties for the howling good taste of fruit.
And it's a monster mystery riddle. Watercolors not included. Reveal the hidden pictures that are your clues for solving the monster riddle. One monster mystery in specially marked boxes of the monster cereals.
So this commercial is basically the same as the last one, with Fruit Brute popping out, howling his name, and talking about his cereal. There's a rivalry going on between these three. I really love that Fruit Brute calls his cereal fruit-flavored sweeties.
Fruit-flavored sweeties.
There's something just cute about that. Now, as adorable as Fruit Brute is, there's actually another hidden werewolf in the Count Chocula universe. And tonight, I want to put the spotlight completely on him. So check out this next commercial.
Oh,
It's a Monster Mash! To introduce the new chocolatey marshmallow in my Count Chocula cereal.
Will it be Frankenstein, the mummy, the swirl ghost, or the werewolf?
And the new chocolatey marshmallow is...
All of them?
Exactly! 4 new chocolatey marshmallows for a chocolatey fright in every bite. For a limited time.
Wild!
Count Chocula cereal, a spooky part of this good breakfast. It's a Monster Mash!
Fast forward 20 years to 1996. Count Chocula's having a party, a monster mash, as it were, and he's included a bunch of new marshmallows in his cereal. There are some great background characters in this, but the real star is this swaying, grooving, 60s smoking jacket werewolf dude. Look at the confidence. He's got that great Dorito chip character design with the huge broad shoulders and the small legs. I just love how big and boxy his face is, too. Just look at him go. He's killing it. And I love his little bow tie. Apparently when you're a 60s smoking jacket werewolf, you don't need to wear pants. Which, yeah, okay, I'm not complaining. By the way, did you know Yummy Mummy is from Central America? Awesome. Representation matters. Let's move on.
Looks clear, Fred. Okay, ready? Yeah! Let's go! Hey, Red, is that a monster in your pocket? Why, yeah, it says a monster. Yeah, monster in my pocket. Well, let's get it. They're frightening. Yeah, wow. You got it. What's for Inspector Freddy's back? See you soon. Good, always ready.
We're back in the world of Monster in My Pocket for this Shreddies commercial from 1992. Monster in My Pocket itself was created in 1990 by former Mattel executives Morrison and Weems. Shreddies came about in 1939 from Nabisco, and near as I can tell, they're Triscuits but for breakfast. Nabisco bought Triscuits in 1928, only 9 years before Shreddies came out. Coincidence? I adore that they made an Orobas figure, and it's just in the pose from the Goetia art. Amazing. Monster in My Pocket started with trading cards in 1989, followed by the well-known Matchbox toys in 1990, a comic in 1991, and a video game in 92. There was a lot of variety and world cultures represented in the original line, which ranged from figures of the werewolf and Bigfoot to Baba Yaga and a Tengu. Especially popular in Europe and the UK, they enjoyed a release of several series. Unfortunately, when they included Hindu gods Kali, Ganesha, Hanuman, and Yama as monsters, that caused an understandable public outcry. Now, in the comic, a vampire and a warlock team up to create an army of monsters, which they do by going around various locations and recruiting old friends. Look at the history here between Warlock and Medusa. Get it, girlfriend? The dude even knows Cthulhu. They get shrunk and meet some dude and get involved in his life. I don't know, I didn't read the whole thing. Apparently the 1992 NES game is based on the comic too. There was even a pilot for a proposed series, but it never went any further. We did, however, get Wolfman, the Jamaican werewolf.
First, we must think logically. Second, Wolfman gets a good whiff of this.
Ooh, it smells like the landfill on a hot day. So,
that Wolfman nose of yours should be able to track Swampy's scent right back to the vampire's lair.
I feel the blood pounding in my ears. Boy, that's the go.
As a side note, I really wanted some of these when I was little. I distinctly remember seeing them on the shelf, although by that point they must have been years old. Still, little tiny collectible monsters? How could I resist? This is just Shin Megami Tensei for babies. Coming up is another classic commercial and a character most of you will know.
Toys R Us has the Big Bird Halloween costume and the Yoda Halloween costume for trick-or-treating.
This commercial comes from 1980 and it's for Toys R Us's Halloween lineup. Wow, costumes sure were simpler back then. Geoffrey came about in 1965 and enjoyed many different incarnations over the years. He had a whole family with wife Gigi, son Geoffrey Jr., and baby G. But actually, he goes back even further than that, beginning his life as Dr. G. Raff in 1950s print ads for children's Bargain Town. Personally, the 1988 version will always be the one in my heart, although present Geoffrey does have this profound sadness in his eyes that is completely appropriate. Check out this disco Geoffrey though. He has an absolute dump truck of an ass. I'm just saying, if he needed a place to sit, I would be available. Let's go on.
This Halloween, think California. You can win 2 weeks there and ride a wild roller coaster in Roundtree's California Thriller Contest. Details are on all Roundtree Halloween packs of Coffee Crisp, Smarties, Arrow, Kit Kat, and Mirage. Imagine you're on the coaster, you understand? You hit the big loop and then you're 15 stories straight up and stop. Now do it all again. Backwards, let's just stay cool. Roundtree California Thriller Contest. It's some thrill.
That's right, Roundtree's back with another Halloween commercial. This is for the same sweepstakes, but for 1985. We see this kind of nerdy guy just standing around, waiting for the bus or something, and in comes this, pimp? Watch seller? Flasher? I don't know. In comes this monster who's advertising the various things that you can win when you buy Roundtree's products for Halloween. He's animated really well, and I feel like the combination of green plus lips plus tusks would really work for a lot of people these days. He's not really for me, but I wanted to include him because I know he would prove popular for somebody. So if you're super into him, let me know in the comments below. I have one more diversion to make before I'll come back to another Roundtree's commercial for our top spot. But first, check out this commercial from 1989.
Hi, I'm the Hit Monster, beast of wealth and taste, and I'm here to tell you about the latest Hits album. As usual, it's the cream of the crop. These are Standstill, 808, Snake, Kayoma. Hits also feature 29 of the tracks by many of my close personal friends, and all the hits on hits are monster hits. Available now at a store near you. Make my day. Buy it. It's enormous.
Okay, wow, this one is a doozy. I squealed like a schoolgirl when I found this. There were, of course, a ton of compilation LPs and CDs back in the day, but Monster Hits capitalized on its name by having this fabulous monster mascot, the Hit Monster, who conjures the phrase lounge lizard every time I look at him. He was designed in 1989 by ad agency Dampierre, Robertson, Rettel, and Felix, and oozes style. There's a few things I love about him in this commercial. One is that he says he's a beast of wealth and taste.
Beast of wealth and taste.
Which is a definite reference to Rolling Stones' Sympathy for the Devil.
I'm a man of wealth and taste.
He is definitely among the best animated commercial characters I've ever seen. He has so much personality from the way he comes in brimming with confidence, and then we catch him grooving a little later and he gets kind of embarrassed that we've seen him. You can pause on any frame of this and you get an adorable expression from him. I love his big, thick, dewlap neck and the fact that we get to see his little eyes behind his sunglasses sometimes. He has a very expressive tail and again, that kind of Dorito chip triangular body shape that drives women nuts. Yes, he is on the album itself. Check out this art. And you can buy the album online if you know where to look. I actually considered it myself. While I can't find a commercial that features his 1990 design, I did find images of the record sleeve and, yeah, downgrade. Imagine going from a slick stud in a tuxedo to what appears to be a frat boy masquerading as a new kid on the block. I'm so sorry they did this to you, Hit Monster. You look like a dweeb. You look like a jock and a nerd had a baby. I really can't hold it against you though. You're so cute. Just make sure you wear the tuxedo and not the backwards baseball cap when you come to pick me up for our date. Okay, last but not least, I have our final commercial for today, and I think you guys will really like this one. Actually, there's two here, so let me show you the first one, and then I'll follow it up with the second. Enjoy!
A classy lady needs a classy castle. So, when I win up to $25,000 from Roundtree's Halloween packs of Coffee Crisp, Aero, Kit Kat, Smarties, Mirage, and Breakaway, I'll turn this into my dream castle. Imagine an electronic drawbridge, new furniture for the dungeon, carpeting.
But Helena, don't you have to win first?
Details.
See pack for details.
Oh my god. Okay, move over, Lady D. There's a new vamp in town. Check out this gorgeous, pale vampire lady. Her name is Hilda, and she really wants to win the $25,000 so she can install some new amenities in her mansion. My favorite part of this commercial, other than her amazing tits and thick feather boa, is the fact that she's saying all these stupid candy names in her fake Transylvanian accent.
Coffee Crisp, Aero, Kit Kat, Smarties, Mirage, and Breakaway.
Something about her saying Smarties just kills me every time. But hey, let's see how Hilda makes out in the sweepstakes by checking out our next commercial.
Helena Frightenstein was the talk of the town when she won a monstrous diamond ring. A ring worth $10,000. A ring she won instantly in a Roundtree Halloween pack of Coffee Crisp, Smarties, Aero, Kit Kat, or was it Mirage? Feeling richer, Helena wants to be ridiculously rich when she wins all 5 rings.
5? Darling, must you tell everyone?
Hilda is back, and there is a lot to unpack in this commercial. For example, check out this first crowd shot where you get this amazing cast of characters. I particularly like how this Dracula is drawn. He's got this kind of drag queen makeup thing going on, and I think he could totally get it. But, of course, best of all is this beautifully animated arm kissing with this gorgeous werewolf guy who transforms the closer he gets to this coveted diamond ring. He is one of the hottest werewolves I've seen in animation ever. Maybe even one of the hottest werewolves, period, in the world. I love these ladies growing green with envy as she walks by. We get one more crowd shot, and I'd like to break it down. Most of the stars are here, with this cute lady with the vampire teeth in the very front. We have a werewolf in the top right, Jason behind him. We have a fish person in the top left above the mummy, a jack-o'-lantern headed guy in a tuxedo, and in front of him is apparently monstrous Lizzie Borden. That's kind of an amazing inclusion. I haven't seen her in animation since the Treehouse of Horror. All in all, this is another gorgeously animated commercial for this Roundtree sweepstakes, and I want to share it with the world. So please, tell your friends about this hot werewolf, tell your friends about monster hits, tell your friends about any of the characters that you found hot in this compilation, and please leave a comment to tell me who is your favorite and why. I love knowing this stuff. Halloween is very near and dear to my heart, so thank you guys for joining me. In case anyone wants to know, this new background I've been using for the episodes this month is my boyfriend's room that he recently painted. The little snake behind us is named Bowie because he's a thin white duke. And there's a lot of spooky stuff in the background, so I hope you guys enjoyed seeing it. Hopefully it'll come back in the future. On a side note, please feel free to follow me on Blue Sky where I'm Furry Footage. Unfortunately, I can't post videos there yet because it doesn't support videos, but hopefully soon I'll be able to grow my presence there. In the meantime, I've also got a page on Tumblr that is Furry Found Footage, and I just recently made an Instagram for Furry Found Footage, which I hope to start posting on soon. You really can't be too careful on social media these days, huh? One day you think you're on a platform, cruising along, and then the next day, boom. Well, that's showbiz. As always, thank you so much to my $5 Laserdisc patrons. I really appreciate your guys' support. So thank you, Manji, Stubadub, Crown, Norman Whitetail, Goddle Drury, and Myorja.